Good morning dear students, how are you all? Today in the English period we will be doing course book Unit 4 Lesson 1 The Boy and the Swallow. Now this story is about a boy, okay, who basically sees a bird who was caught in the live wires and how he tries to rescue this bird. So this story is basically about this boy. One day a tiny claws of a baby swallow gets caught in a high voltage electric line. The bird hangs from the wires. It's helpless, making the heart of an 11-year-old boy. He longs to rescue the bird. Now will he be able to save the swallow or not? Let's read in this chapter. High above the earth, the power line stretched across the flat and unchanging fields. One of the giant electric poles was of the farthest ground in a square patch fenced off with barbed wires. Barbed wires means कांटों वाला जो तार होता है basically जो हम fields में लगाते हैं. Andre was 11 years old boy and he knew one cannot touch electric wires. Warning plates with a red skull and crossbones said in 3 languages, danger. Now, in his father's field, Andre, the boy's name is Andre, he was an 11-year-old boy, and in his father's field, there were high voltage wires and there was a board put there with crossbones, the danger sign, and in 3 languages it was written the word danger. Now he, being a 11-year-old boy, there also he knew and he understood the meaning of this word danger and how risky it is basically to touch these wires. So he was very cautious not to go near these wires. Andre was a daydreamer. Daydreamer means जो दिन में सपने देखता है, बैठे बैठे भी वो ख्यालों में सोचने लगता है, कुछ भी चीज उसको दिखती है तो he used to start thinking about it. And the power lines opened for him a door into a far off world of magic, a world where there were big machines and busy factories. Now when he used to see these power lines, he used to imagine the big factory and heavy machines are there in these factories. One clear evening when the swallows gathered, swallows are a kind of bird, वो जो छोटी छोटी चिड़िया आप ग्रे कलर की bird देखते हो daily, that is your swallow. He loved to hear the birds make exciting twittering sound. Now Andre was a boy who loved to watch the birds. He loved to hear their sound. He loved to see how they flew off the chopper wires into space and how their perfect curved wings lifted them in the air. They were flying thousands of kilometers over land and sea and mountains to countries he had never dreamt of. The birds opened another door for him. Now Andre used to watch the birds flying high into the sky and he used to think how these birds are flying to different countries. So the birds, they opened another door for him to dream. He used to dream of the countries which he had never seen and which these birds used to fly. He watched the swallows one morning as they took off from their perch of the power lines. Perch means the place where the birds are sitting, that is called perch. So he was watching the birds sitting and then how they used to take off their flights. One of the swallows stayed behind, hanging there, flapping its wings. Andre saw it was caught by its leg. He wanted to rush back and tell his mother, but she would scold him for being late for school. So he off catch the bus. Now one day in the morning when Andre was going to school, he saw how the birds, they took off their flights. Now suddenly he saw that one swallow was left behind. He wanted to go and tell his mother, but then he realized that his mother will scold him that he is late for school. So he just left the bird as it is and he rushed for his school bus. Coming back from school, he felt anxious, but he did not look up till he was quite near. The swallow was still there, its wings spread but not moving. It was dead, he guessed. Then Flutter means अपने पंख को फड़फड़ाना. He felt awful to think it had hung there all day. Now he was surprised when he returned from school. He wanted to look at the bird, whether it is there or not. But he was little frightened to look at it. So he waited till he came near the bird, and then he looked up that the bird was still there, hanging, and it was flapping its wings. Now he was like in pain. He was thinking how this bird is hanging from morning there. The boy went in and called his mother. He stood below the power line and looked at the bird. It's a pity, mother said, but I am sure it will free itself somehow. He can't, Andre said. Yes, he will, she said quite firmly and went in. His father came back at 6 and he had tea. Then he worked in the garden. Andre followed him and soon got around the swallow. I know this, father said. Mama told me. Well, his father tilted up his old working hat and looked at him hard and his sharp blue eyes. We can't do anything about it, can't we? No, Papa, but what about? Andre kicked a stone and said nothing more. He knew his father did not want to hear anything more about the bird. Now, in the evening when Andre's father had come, so he took his father. Father went out to work in the garden, and he told his father about his. The father said, "Okay, I know what you want to tell me. Your mother has already told me about the bird, but we cannot do anything about the bird." So Andre was a little upset about not doing anything for that poor little bird. At dinner, none of them talked about the swallow, but Andre felt as if it was hanging over their heads. When he was in bed, his mother tucked him in and said he must not worry about the swallow. Now, at dinner time, they did not basically talk about the bird, but Andre was a little upset. He was only thinking about the bird. So, after dinner, his mother put him to bed, and he said just not to worry. She said just not to worry about the bird, but just go to sleep. It's not a sparrow, it's a swallow, he said. It's going to hang there all night by its foot. His mother signed up, put out the light. Now the mother, instead of saying swallow, she said sparrow. So Andre was a bit angry and said that it's not a sparrow, but the bird is a swallow. And he said, see how that bird is going to hang there all night. So mother basically said not to worry, and she just switched off the lights. The next day was Saturday. It was a holiday. First thing he did was to look up at the wires. The bird was still there. Now next day was Saturday and holiday. So Andre first thing went out, and what he did was to look at the bird. He would rather have been at school instead of knowing all day that the swallow was hanging up there on the cruel wires. Now Andre was a very kind-hearted boy. So he thinks instead of staying here and looking at the bird hanging there, he thought that it was better that he would be away at school and rather not to look at that bird hanging. The morning was very long. He tried to forget about the swallow by building a mud fort. At midday when he was coming home, he had one more look, and what he saw kept him rooted to the spot. Other swallows were hovering about the trapped bird, trying to help him. He rushed inside and dragged his mother out. He stood shading her eyes. Yes, they are feeding it. Isn't that strange? She said. In the afternoon, Andre lay in the grass, and twice again he saw the other swallows fluttering around the fascinated bird and opening their beaks wide. Now, Andre, what he watched there in the afternoon, he saw that the other birds were feeding the swallow. So he showed his mother also, see how they are feeding him to keep him alive. Andre felt choked, thinking about how they helped it. His own parents, on the other hand, would not even talk about it. choked means उसका गला भर गया था दुख से, that he could not see the bird hanging in pain and nobody wanted to free it, but the other birds were trying to feed and keep that bird alive. So he was in pain looking at that bird. When his keen eyes he traced the way a climber could get up the tower. But if you did get up, what then? How could you touch the swallow? Just putting your hand near the wire would kill you. Now he started imagining that how somebody could climb a tower and try to free that bird. But then he realized even if somebody climbs up the tower, how will he touch the bird? Because that's high tension wire and the person would get shocked. Listen, sir. The only way was to get somebody to turn off the power for a minute. So he thought that the only way was that if all the power lines could be switched off. Then he could climb up the tower like a monkey. At dinner that night he suggested it and his father was grim and angry. Now all this planning he suggested to his father at dinner and his father got angry. Listen, son, he said, I don't want you to get all worked up about that bird. You leave it alone. So father warned him that do not worry about that bird but just leave it alone. On Sunday night he said to his mother, it's only the other birds that are keeping him alive. They were feeding him again today. Now it was Sunday night and Andre told his mother, see that bird is still alive because basically the other birds are keeping it alive. So, and people like us cannot do anything to save that bird. I saw them. The mother says, yes, I have seen the birds feeding the swallow. He can't live much longer, Mama. Why can't Papa get them to switch off the electricity? Now he was still excited. He is still asking the mother that why father cannot go and ask the electricity department to switch off the power lines and free the bird. They wouldn't do it for a bird. Now mother explained him that it's not possible to do such thing just to save a bird. Leaving for school the next morning, Andre tried not to look up, but he couldn't help it, and there was the swallow spreading and closing its wings. He could not think of anything but the trapped bird on the power line. After school, Andre took a bus into town, threading through the factory areas. He went to the power station. When he got there, he was faced with an enormous high fence and a tall steel gate locked again. Now on Monday, after school, what did Andre do? He took a bus and he went to city, where he saw high walls there and the gate was locked. Now this was basically the power station. So he came there to talk about the bird. Andre peeped through the gate and saw some men who were off duty sitting in the sun. He called out to them and a big man in brown overalls came over and they explained what he wanted. If they would switch off the current, then he could go up and save the swallow. Now when he saw some men sitting there at the department, electricity department there, he told those men that if they could switch off the power lines and Andre could climb and save the bird. The man smiled broadly and clicked his tongue. His name, he said, was Gus McBinney. He was just a maintenance man and he couldn't switch off the current, but he unlocked the gate and let Andre in. Ask them in there, he said. Now the men whom Andre was talking were just the maintenance people. They just took care of the lines. So he opened the gate for Andre and he said, see, you go inside and you tell them what do you want. An engineer took Andre to a big office. A black-haired man with glasses was sitting at a desk. Andre did not say 5 words before his lips began trembling and 2 tears rolled down his cheeks. Now when Andre was taken before the officer, his eyes started watering, tears came down his eyes and his throat choked and he could not speak anything. The man told him, sit down, son, and don't be frightened. Now the officer was trying to console him. And he said, just sit down, don't be afraid, and just tell me your problem. Then the man tried to explain. How could they cut off the power? The trains would stop, hospital would go dark in the middle of an operation. He knew Andre was concerned about Swallow. But things like that just happened, and that was life. Now the officer tried to explain Andre that this is what is life. We just cannot switch off the power lines, because if we basically switch off the power lines, then hospitals are there where operations are going on. There are trains running. There are other offices going on, carrying on. So basically we cannot switch off the power lines like that, and because everything would go in down. The big man smiled. He took down Andre's name and address and said, you've done your best, Andre. I am sorry, I can't promise you anything. Now the officer took down Andre's address and he says, see, you have done your duty, you have informed us. Now I cannot promise you anything, but I will see what I can do. Andre got home hours late. His mother was worried. He lied her, saying he had been detained. After school, he did not have the heart to look for the Swallow. He felt so bad about it because they were all telling he died. And that was life, the man said. It must have been the middle of the night when he woke up. His mother was in room. There's a man come to see you, she said. Now when Andre returned back home, the mother was worried that why he came so late. But he told lies to his mother that he was kept back at home because he had not done his work and all. He was punished. And he did not bother to look at the Swallow because people were just telling him that this is the way the life goes on, and they all had just left the bird to die. So he went to bed, and in the middle of the night the mother came to wake him up and says that there is some man to see you, somebody wants to meet you. He went out of the porch and saw his father in his pajamas, and at the back a big man in brown overalls. It was Gus McBinney. Now when he came down with his mother, his father was already at the door, and whom did he see? Came to meet him was the same man, the blind man whom he had met at the power station, that is Gus McBinney. Gus, he shouted, are they going to do it? They are doing it, Gus said. Now he was very excited and happy, and he asked that are they going to rescue the bird? So Gus told him, yes, they are doing it. Andre went in the maintenance truck with the driver and Gus. He took them only 5 minutes to get the truck in position under the tower and run up the extension ladder. Now they took Andre along with them in the truck. They went there near the power lines. It just took them 5 minutes. They put the truck under the maintenance line. Gus hooked a chain in his broad belt and pulled on the flashing helmet. He swung out the ladder and began running up it as if he had no weight at all. Soon he picked up the Swallow hanging on the dead wire. He leaned over and carefully worked the bird, tiny claws loose from the wire, and then he put the Swallow in the breast pocket of his overalls. Now as they reached there, quickly Gus opened the ladders and quickly he climbed up and he removed the Swallow from the wire and he put it in his pocket, in his overall pockets, and he came down. In a minute he was down again. He took the bird out and handed it to the boy. Andre was almost speechless. Holding the Swallow and feeling its slight quiver in the light of the flashlight, he could see its pale brown throat, and that meant it was a baby Swallow. Now when Gus came down with the bird, with the Swallow, he handed over the Swallow to Andre, and Andre took it in its hand and he could feel that slight movement of the bird in his hand. And Andre saw the throat of the bird and he understood that this is a baby Swallow. Thanks, he said. Thanks, Gus, thanks, mister. Andre held the Swallow in his cupped hands and it lay there. quietly with its tips of its wings crossed. Suddenly, it took two little jumps and spread its splendid wings. Frantically, its wings beat the air and it seemed to be dropping to the ground. Then it came forward just above the grass, and Andre remembered long afterwards how, when a little really took wings and gained height, it gave a little shiver of happiness. Now, as Andre took that bird, it started moving its wings, and after some time, it jumped and it took its flight. And even after few days, Andre could experience that feeling, that happiness, that how the bird was rescued and how that bird took its flight. Now with this, we have finished the chapter and I will be sending you the question answers.